What's up, guys? Dodgers Randy here for the first game recap of the regular season. A little stressful, but we're gonna get into this. We came out with the win, 10-6. Definitely should not have been 10-6. Should have been like 10-2 or 10-3 at the most. But either way, they moved to 6-2 on the season, so we got the win. That's all that matters. So let's jump into this. Maeda was on the mound for the Dodgers today, and Tyler Anderson started for the Rockies. Maeda, coming into today, has the 5th best ERA at Coors Field. I'm assuming that still stands considering he only gave up the 1 run. Now I'm getting all my stuff confused because the bullpen came in and messed that whole thing up. But anyways, he had a really kind of weird day on the mound. He surprisingly didn't give up a bunch of runs, considering he gave up plenty of hits and plenty of walks. I don't know what was going on today. His command just wasn't really there. It seemed like he was trying too hard to not pitch anything in the zone or hit his exact spots instead of just going after guys. But it seemed a little bit like that's kind of Maeda's thing. He gets himself into trouble, finds a way out of it, or gives up a bunch of runs. You just never know with him, but it seems like most of the time he can find a way to get out of it. I just kind of wish he didn't do all that to begin with, to put us in that stressful, or I guess the team in that stressful situation. But he got out of it, so it's all good. Bullpen blew up again later in the game. Dylan Floro came in. He did really well. He had a 1-2-3 inning. Maeda went 5. Forgot to mention that, sorry. 5 innings. His pitch count got up there really quickly because of all the walks and hits he had given up. But Floro, like I said, he did great. Came in 1-2-3 inning, and then Stewart came in the 7th, and that's when the trouble began. I do not like talking bad about players, but Brock Stewart needs to go very quickly. He has options. There's no reason for him to be here. At this point, bring up Dennis Santana. He struggled in spring training, but he does have good stuff, and we need something better than Brock Stewart. You can't trust him. He's supposed to be long relief help, and every game he comes into, he just can't get the job done. And if for some reason a starter gets hurt in the 1st or 2nd inning and we need a guy to come in for 3 or 4 innings, I don't want that to be Brock Stewart. They have no reason to keep him anymore. Bring up Santana. I mean, at this point, I'm even willing to give JT Chargois a chance, and that's kind of saying something. So I just feel like at this point, there's nobody that's going to be worse than Stewart. So he came in right away, gave up a walk, a single, got a strikeout, so thought things might kind of be okay. And then it didn't. It just kept going. He gave up an RBI single. Jock saved him through the 2nd runner out at home, so it was only one run come across. Then he gave up a 2-run home run. So his day was over after quickly giving up those 3 runs as soon as he came in the 7th inning, kind of making it a little bit closer, not very stressful because the Dodgers still had 9 runs at that point. But you still don't want to see it. I think they had 9 at that. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I can't with Brock Stewart anymore. I want him to go. I know most of the fans are on the same page, but we need better. Until we can get Stripling and Urias in the bullpen, we need better to replace what's going on there, because we're not going to be able to score 9, 10, 11, 12 runs every single game, especially heading to St. Louis next week. So they've got to figure something out, and I'm really hoping to get some notification that Stewart's going to be gone in the next day or 2. Alexander came in to face a left-handed batter. He walked him, so his day was over. There were 2 outs in the 7th when that happened. He came in to replace Stewart. So Baez came in, and Baez worked some magic. Got a quick strikeout to end it there. Then he went into the 8th, did really well. 1-2-3 inning for him in the 8th. So his first 2 appearances on the season were a little shaky. The last 2 gotten much better. Hopefully we see him kind of returning to that form we saw last year and what we saw in the playoffs from him, because he really is needed at a time like this. Joe Kelly came in. Unfortunately, he was pulled from the game with an injury. A ball was hit right back at him. He had his other hand behind it. It hit the glove so hard. He dropped it, but he got the out, threw the guy out at first, but it hit him so hard that the ball ended up hitting his pitching hand because he really didn't even have time. He just turned around and like got his hands up almost in a way of self-defense. But hopefully he's okay. Obviously haven't heard anything yet because the game just ended. But then that's when Yasmani Garcia came in and he just continues to do his thing. Gave up two solo home runs. Again, making it too close for comfort there. When it comes to Coors Field, a 4-run lead, 3-run lead, 5-run lead, you never know what's going to happen, and we just can't afford to have guys like that on our team. Now, the thing with Garcia, however, in my opinion, is not an excuse and no reason to keep him. He cannot be optioned back down to AAA. He does have to be DFA'd. So that's, I think, a reason why he's on the roster right now. They want to see whether or not he's worth keeping. I think it's safe to say I'm not a professional analyst. I'm a fan just like everybody else, but I think we know our stuff enough that we can say Garcia just isn't worth, just because we're going to lose him to DFA, he's not worth keeping on the roster. So that was kind of it for pitching today. Offense, on the other hand, this team is just, man, they're all hitting. Lately, Turner, Seager, Muncy have all been struggling, Taylor as well, but not Taylor. The other three did all end up with hits today. Muncy looked great. Everyone's doing it. It's feeling like 2017 again, but almost better. Kind of that feeling that you can tell this team is special. There's something going on and everything's clicking offensively. Pitching has, as much as some people may not necessarily believe it, or you know what, no, just my opinion, pitching has actually really been our strength over the last couple of years. Last year we had the second best ERA in baseball. And that goes to show that our team is stepping up. A lot of times it's starting pitching. Don't get me wrong. The bullpen's been rough now, I feel like, for a few years, or at least just not reliable. One game they're really good. Next game they're really bad. We saw that happen the other day when Buehler and Baez kind of blew up and gave up a bunch of runs. Bullpen followed up and pitched 5 innings without giving up a hit. And then you have games like today where everyone comes out of the bullpen and is just kind of a mess. So I think if our offense can keep it up and not strike out a bunch and get those runners in scoring position to come home, which they're doing this year, so much fun to watch, then this team's going to be unstoppable. So here's some things from today's game, kind of just some facts that's going on around the league when it comes to the Dodgers. I'm totally impressed by this stuff and actually had no idea that they were looking this good. But right now they have the highest plate appearance to strikeout ratio, which is a good thing. I think they're only striking out like 5.7 times per plate appearance, which is leading the MLB. So that's great, striking out a lot less. We saw plenty of that last year. So whatever Van Scoyoc, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, whatever he's doing with the team, he's killing it. I should listen for how they say his name so I could say that correctly. But anyways, they're the best in getting sack bunts down. They're 5 for 5 on the air. That I think was before Maeda sack bunt, not sure. But again, leading, you always want your pitchers to get down that bunt. It's extremely frustrating when a Major League Baseball player gets in the box and can't lay down a bunt just to get the runner over. So it's awesome to see that happening. Maeda's been really good at that usually most of the time. Some of our guys have struggled, but they're doing it this year. Coming into this game, and I have a feeling it continued because of what happened, how many runs they scored, but coming into this game, they're leading the MLB in home runs, walks, hitting with runners in scoring position, and like I said, avoiding strikeouts. So they're doing it all. I mean, they're walking, they're hitting home runs, they're hitting with runners in scoring position. Last year they walked, but they hit a lot of home runs, but they weren't bringing in the runners when they were on second and third. They were always getting out. And whether that's happening with home runs this year, singles, doubles, triples, I don't care. The fact is they're doing it, and that's been our biggest issue. That was our biggest issue last year. 2017, a little bit better, but I'm just so happy with the offense. They are 8 straight games to start the season with a home run, thanks to Muncy's home run today. That is a franchise record. I believe 7 games was the franchise record, so they're just keeping that going. Cody Bellinger, dude is putting on an MVP caliber type season, and we're only 8 games in, but he's already just out the gates doing his thing. He leads MLB in home runs. He has 6 home runs and 16 RBIs in his first 8 games of the season, and that's also a Dodgers franchise record. So, you know what? He's hitting lefties, and that's the best part. He's hitting home runs off left-handers. He's not looking bad. He's barely striking out. This, to me, is huge. Bellinger, I think if he had this type of kind of swing going for him last year, I don't think they ever end up in the situation that they did. I think they would have they maybe don't beat the Red Sox because the Red Sox were a juggernaut team, but they would have looked a lot better. And I don't think things come down to game 163 because Bellinger is just, that kid is so good. If he can keep this up, he's going to win MVP this year because those numbers, I mean, 8 games in, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs, it's insane. So let's hope he keeps it going. Martin hit a home run today. He's now the 10th Dodger to hit a home run this season. Again, 8 games in, 10 different guys have hit a home run. That's crazy. Our lineup, our depth is so stacked to the point that Chris Taylor, in my opinion, Chris Taylor is currently the worst player on the team. And that's saying something because he's not a bad player. He's going through a slump. He strikes out a lot, but he finds a way to get on base. And he's a utility player. He can play defense anywhere. And when a guy like that is considered the worst player on your team, that's saying something. So I'm really happy about that. Glad to see that everybody's kind of producing right now. Hopefully Taylor can turn it around soon. He just has not had any luck. But we'll get into a little bit of just kind of the individual hitting because some of these are important. Seager got going a little bit today. He had a walk, 2 singles, drove in a run. So he's had a really tough time. He went, I think it was 0 for 9 against the Giants in that last series. So glad to see him starting off. I know it's Coors Field. I don't care if that's what it takes for these guys to get things going. That's good enough for me. It just means that they're going to find their swing. Confidence level's going to go up and they're going to head into St. Louis. Really quickly, just saw a tweet. Joe Kelly's x-rays were negative, so good to go. Hopefully there's no like contusion, anything like that, that's going to make him end up on the DL because we need him. Even though he's been struggling, we still need him. I feel like he can't be that bad forever. But anyways, back to Seager. He looked good today. They weren't the hardest hit balls, at least his first one, but the fact is he put the bat on the ball and he came through. Same thing with Turner. Turner had actually a pretty good day at the plate. His first at bat, he did hit into a double play. However, it was Arenado. He got robbed. Arenado dove and robbed him of a hit and turned a quick double play. Turner's not the quickest, so it's not that surprising they turned 2 on it. Arenado's the best third baseman in baseball, in my opinion, so it really doesn't matter. With that one, not a big deal because he did end up, his next 2 at-bats came through with a single, an RBI double. So once again, he's another one that's picking it up like Seager. Super, super happy with that. Turner's the leader of this team. It's just that simple, at least for the offensive side of things. Kershaw might be that for pitching, but for offense, it's Turner. We've seen in the past when he's not on the team like last year how much they struggle. So hopefully this will hopefully get him headed in the right direction because it's rough to see him struggle. We all love Turner. He's a hell of a player. And so I want to see him out there succeeding because he deserves it. He's been through a lot with this team going through injuries, and I want to see him go out there and have a full season and do well. So hopefully that helps him turn it around. Cody Bellinger keeps doing Cody Bellinger things. He hit 3 home runs, he hit a 3-run home run. So I think that still puts him, yeah, that was the 6. He crushed it, 3-run home run, 413 feet. And without that home run, this game would have been way too close. Really stressful. He walked his next at bat. That was it. No strikeouts for him. Another great game by him. I'm so happy for him. He was really hard on himself last year about how he played. He came out this year and said, I don't want to be a platoon player. I think I'm good enough to be out there every day. I want to prove I'm an everyday player. And he's coming out and he's doing it so quickly. He's not even needing an adjustment period. Like, he had spring training, but it's just not the same as game, adrenaline, environment, all that kind of stuff. And he's just coming out there straight out of the gates, ready to go. And it's so great to see. I mean, this whole friggin' lineup, it's so exciting to watch this team play baseball. Not the bullpen, everybody else. So exciting to watch. Pollock, not a great day. Actually, I take that back. He did have an infield single and a single as well. I was kind of looking at something else, but he did reach on an error at the end. But, you know, 2 hits in a game, 2 out of 5 at-bats. Works for me. Guys are doing it. The only one today who actually no, I take that back. Kike did not have a hit today. I was going to say everyone in the starting lineup had a hit besides Kike and Taylor. Even Maeda came through with a hit. But it was actually Kike and Taylor both did not get a hit today. Muncy, on the other hand, came up with 3 hits and a walk. He was a double away, well, not unfortunately, but he was a double away from hitting the cycle today. He looked great at the plate. He was hitting the ball hard. His home run was opposite field. If he can get comfortable at the plate, we're going to be in a good place, because I really would like to see Verdugo get more time. However, I can't justify sitting Muncy over Taylor to move Bellinger back to first and put Verdugo in right field and put Muncy on the bench. He has too much power and a good enough bat that if he does heat up, he's going to do a lot more damage than Taylor would. I would really like to see them sit Taylor for maybe 3 or 4 days and give Verdugo a shot. Even if it's against a left-hander, Verdugo hit lefties really well in AAA. I think it was right around 400. He prefers to hit lefties. We saw him go deep off a lefty the other day. So I really want to see him in there, because Taylor's he's not looking good. He's not getting hits. He's striking out. I know we had a big home run for us the other day, but that's really all he has. The 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Don't want to focus too much on RBIs, but in 22 at-bats, he's still hitting under 150 now, and his OPS is, I believe, after today's game, should be right around or under 600. So to me, I'd rather put Verdugo out there, see what he can do, use Taylor off the bench. He can play pretty much any position if he needs to, so you can always use him if need be. But we'll see what happens. Verdugo did get his chance today. He grounded out, but it's just 1 at bat. It's hard to kind of put things together. So as a pinch hitter, I think, no, he's 3 for 6 on the season. That's what I was going to say. But I don't think it might be just pinch hitting. If I was kind of zoning out at the graphic at that moment. I was trying to get this stuff all typed up. But he'll get his chance, enough at bats. I know there's a lot of people who say move Bellinger to first, move Muncy. I'd rather have Muncy's bat in the lineup than Taylor. Muncy's defense is not good, but it's only 8 games into the season, so I'm okay to give him a couple more games because we know what he's capable of. Martin, like I said, he had his home run. He had a great day at the plate too. He had a single, walk, a home run, and a sac fly. So really good productive at bats. Our catchers are killing it. I don't think anybody saw this coming at all with Martin and Barnes. So I'm really happy for both of them too, because we got rid of Grandal, which was a lot of home run power, and we don't need Barnes and Martin to pick up that home run power, but we need them to produce. And honestly, right now, they're doing better than the type of stuff. Like Grandal would go on tears, but he'd also strike out a bunch and not really be all that productive when there were runners on base. And not to mention, Barnes and Martin are very good defensive catchers. So great game all around. I shouldn't say that. Outside of the bullpen, it was a great game all around. Would have liked to see a little bit better from Maeda, but he figured it out, so I'm not going to complain. Tomorrow, I believe Walker Buehler's on the mound. I don't know who's on the mound from the Rockies. I may not be watching the game at home, so I'm still going to try to do a vlog kind of game recap thing, but I might just do it while I'm out watching the game, because if I do, I'm going to go somewhere to watch it, like Buffalo Wild Wings, so I can just kind of record as I go or keep you guys updated as I go, so that way I don't miss out on a day to do this. If you watch this, I'm going to be going live on here in about maybe 30-45 minutes. I have to go do a video with someone really quickly. So if you guys want to come on, ask me some questions, let's do it. I'll probably only do that for about 15-20 minutes. Got a lot of things I got to do tonight. But other than that, really quickly, I want to show you guys my new shirt because I love it. You guys have probably seen this company before, not Jock Pop, but Breaking Tea. They're on Instagram and Twitter, and they're partnered with MLB Players Association. I've worn my Kershaw Forever shirt and then Walker Buehler, You're My Hero. So they have a lot of really cool stuff, and this is their newest one. It's Jock Pop. So I'm loving this one. I'll drop the link in the description for you guys so you don't have to go searching for it. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you if you stayed around this whole 19 minutes. Sorry I took so long. It was a fun offensive game and a crappy pitching game, so we had plenty to talk about. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the live stream, and if not that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.